Greetings, family. Listen, there's a new way to make money. I'm just putting it out there. I always say that if you're making money the same way that your grandparents made money, then you're making money the wrong way. And so at the end of the day, there are some new concepts, new ways of making money that your parents, your grandparents, and your great grandparents, they never knew about. And so coming to the podcast is a really, really great friend of mine. He's like a brother to me. I don't call everybody brother. We've been having a relationship for about 15, 16 years or so, and it's been solid. Goes by the name of Crypto Corey. This is guy is certified. I know that he walks the walk. I know he talks the talk, and I couldn't have nobody else join me but you, brother, with this topic.
I appreciate you, man.
Yes,
thanks
sir.
thanks for having me.
Absolutely, man. So we're gonna talk about the new way to make money because I really feel like, there's a new world order, if you will, and a lot of people don't realize that now. They don't realize it's happening. A lot of people don't realize things until after it's happened, or like people say, 2020. Hindsight is 2020. But we want to let people know now that we are in, we're in some great times. We have new concepts of making money. We have new ways of making money, AI, all of that. So just want to pick your brain, bro, and talk about that.
Let's do it. It's funny you say New World Order because I forgot it was a book that I read in maybe high school that talked about that. And it was pretty much talking about how the future of the world will be, and now we're here.
Wow.
And now we're here. I remember we grew up in a generation where we had the black and white TVs. Mm-hmm. We grew up in a generation where we had the cars with no seatbelts, no airbags. We grew up without the internet, before cell phones came out. So now we're here with information and technology, and there's no reason why people shouldn't be taking advantage of it. So
yeah, it's like the Jetsons. You remember that cartoon, the Jetsons?
Mm-hmm.
We live in kind of those times just without the flying cars.
Actually, they do have flying cars right now.
You're right.
They're in a beta part. That's coming soon. Sooner than you think.
So guys, we're in the Jetson stage.
Right.
You heard it here first. We are. We really are. The things that we dreamed about happening, we didn't really know that. We didn't realize, A, that we would be alive during those times, and B, we don't always, as a people, we don't always realize when that has happened. Because here it is, we talking about AI. Everybody been on AI. Some people still are not, but most people are on AI. But we've been dealing with AI ever since the iPhone came out. Siri, that's what that is.
Yeah.
But then even before that, remember we used to have the TomToms, and it had the GPS, and you put it on your windshield.
Right.
But then when it started integrating and started getting on your phone, that was AI. Communicating with satellites in the sky to be able to, or in space, to be able to tell you where you are in relation to where you're trying to go. And then here it is, 15, 18 years later, we're talking about, hey, AI is new. Now it's been. And so a lot of times, again, we don't really understand the times that we're living in. So again, we are living in a Jetsons time.
And even beyond that, that's funny you say that because I always look at movies and I'm like, how do they come up with certain things? There's nothing new under the sun. So if you see the Jetsons, you see a flying car, that flying car concept, it's probably already created.
Yep.
You'll see, just things on The Simpsons. They say The Simpsons predicted the future.
I was just thinking about The Simpsons. That's right.
Yeah, it's not predicting the future. Like it's so many people. See, a lot of us are living day to day, and we're living in the present. When you need to be preparing for 5 and 10 and 15 years later and generations. And with the information and technology that we have access to today, like I said, being broke is childish. There's no reason, especially living.
Say that again. That's a bar.
Being broke is childish.
Wow.
And there's no reason living in America that you should have money issues. And the only reason that most people do is because they have a poor mindset. Poor, P-O-O-R, passing over opportunities repeatedly.
Wow.
We had a chance to take advantage of the .com boom, the internet. Remember Y2K? I graduated 2000. They said the internet was gonna crash. No, it just progressed. We had a chance to take advantage of digital currency, and now we can't live without the internet. We can't live without Wi-Fi. We can't live without our cell phones. And so that's you better catch up with the times. If not, you're gonna get left, and the wealth gap is gonna widen. Just like in most countries, there's a rich and a poor.
Yeah, that's it.
The middle class, America, we've been fortunate to be one of the superpower countries that have a middle class, and that's what has made us great. But that gap, AI is going to wipe away a lot of jobs.
Man, come on. You dropping gems, bro. And so it's something you said I want to go back to. You're talking about the .com era. You talk about the digital currency era. And all these eras people could have taken part in. There were millionaires and billionaires being made through those times. And the reason behind that is because those people were able to be visionaries, like you said earlier, being able to look at life in increments of 5, 10, and 15 years. And so when you're able to do that, you're able to make a bold decision, and you're able to make a decision from a confident place that I'm going to go all in and go against the grain about this particular subject because I understand that this subject will be so relevant 17 years from today or 5 years from today. And that's where that visionary come in. So we're at a time like that now. So I want to talk about if a person is at a phase right now where they're not financially free, they're broke, or they're barely making it, okay? We're at a time, the times that we're in now, where should they start to gain wealth and to create wealth then?
I think you got to start on yourself.
Love
In order for something to change, you must change. And I think you got to start on yourself with personal development. You got to start listening to positive, anything positive, from T.D. Jakes to Jim Rohn to Hill Harper to John Maxwell to Zig Ziglar, Les Brown, E.T.,
Come on.
Inky Johnson, Corey Williams,
Come
A.
on.
Ford.
Let's go.
You got to start preparing yourself mentally and start listening to positive things. So you got to protect your ears and your eyes. What you see, it goes into your being. What you hear and listen to, you are what is it? My favorite book says, as a man thinketh, so is he. Mm-hmm. And you're a product of your thoughts. Your thoughts turn into action. And so you need to start listening to more positive things, surrounding and start studying people who you aspire to be like. On the ride over here, we was like, big bank take little bank.
Yeah, period.
If you should start studying and being obsessed with somebody who has more money than you. And not on no weird stuff where you're stalking them, but study how they walk, how they talk. Like, what do they listen to? What do they eat? What's their routine?
Yeah.
And so you got to start working on yourself. And the second point, you need to get a routine. You need to wake up early. You need to meditate. You need to stretch. You need to eat healthy. You need to, exercise. You need to drink water. Get enough sleep too. See, working hard is overrated. Mm-hmm. And so many people, when we talk about the new way of making money, they think, the 40-40-40 plan is the way to go. Work 40 hours a week for 40 years and then try to retire on 40% of the income that you couldn't afford to live off of. But you need to develop a routine, and I think that the first thing is start to change your mindset, Don't have a poor mindset, passing over opportunities repeatedly. See, most of us are one opportunity away from a life-changing experience.
Come on.
And so meeting you, being in a room like the conference we just had, the Gems of Wealth, you need to be in those rooms. You need to be rubbing shoulders, surrounding yourself. That's the third thing. Get around people, accountable, who can hold you accountable. See, most of us don't want to have somebody to tell us when you ain't on your shit.
I love it.
And tell you, hey, you need to, like you told me, we was in Bahamas. You was like, man, you eating this processed food. I'm like, nobody's ever just said that. And so that stuck with me. And so people who can, call you out and say, man, hey, you need to get up. You need to get up early. You need to be at this conference. You need to be reading this book.
Yeah.
You need to eat healthier. You need to, and so number one, working on yourself, personal development. Number two, surrounding yourself with people who can hold you accountable. Number three, develop a routine. I think those are three key components.
Man, I love that.
To start a change.
I love that. I preach that. I preach that in my inner circle, in my community. I preach that to anybody that I mentor. It's not about making the $1 million. It's about who you become when making the $1 million. Because that's the person that's going to do a couple things. That's the person that's going to, A, be able to maintain the millions, Because you can get $1 million, and if you don't have the principles behind it, it's going to be gone in a flash.
Athletes,
There you go.
entertainers,
Yeah.
make all this money and no financial literacy. NFL, not for long.
Yep.
And that's sad that a lot of people in our community or our culture, has a chance. We're known to be entertainers and athletes, but you don't have to be an entertainer or athlete. And that's good if you choose to do that, but learn how to protect your money. Learn how to make your money work for you. Like I said, working hard is overrated. Residual income for your residual bills. That's what you need.
Come on.
Like in real estate, you have, rental properties, that's bringing in mailbox money. That's bringing in beach money. Well, you can be on the beach and still be making money.
Exactly.
And so I think that's very, very important. And the new way to make money is working on yourself and then find something that, that makes money. See, so many people try to chase their passion. And if the passion ain't paying the bills,
then it just need to be a hobby.
right.
Yeah.
Yes. So what they say, if you treat it like a business, it'll pay you like a business. You treat it like a hobby, it's gonna pay you like a hobby. Some people, I want to follow my passion, but the passion may not be paying the bills. Listen, real estate is not a passion of mine, but it makes me money.
Yeah. So you do it. You
Right.
participate. In my book, Stand Apart,
Okay.
which is a best-selling book, okay? National best-selling book. That's what I talk about. It's me and other thought leaders from around the world that are sharing secrets on how to stand apart from the crowd. And what I talk about in the book is you have to be able to solve a problem. Your business should provide a solution. Now, that can also be a passion because it can be tied to your passion in a principle way. The principle is I'm a solution-oriented person. Now, how do I solve a problem that makes me financially free? That's the part where you got to use your brain to figure it out. So people out there, they can still have a passion, but the passion need to be a general passion. Like, whereas when you talking about a passion, somebody will say, yeah, I like yo-yos. When I was a kid, I used to always like yo-yos, so I think I'm going to sell yo-yos. I want to be a barber. So I'm gonna that's my passion. I love making people look better. So I'm gonna be a barber. But if you be a barber, you won't make no more than about $150,000 a year on average. Not on average. Being a great barber.
That's a great barber.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Being a great barber on average, that's what you will make, right? $100,000 to $150,000 a year. You'll never make it's not $1 million business until you learn to be a business owner.
Let me stop here. What barber making $150,000 a year?
I know a couple of celebrity barbers.
Celebrity barbers.
Yeah.
See, that's the 1%. That's the top 1 to 3%.
Most barbers making what, about $30,000 a year?
Probably more, man. Haircuts, this ain't the $10 cuts no more.
Right.
You don't got no hair, so you don't know the. And I'm holding on. I'm yet holding on, y'all.
Yet holding on?
But no, barbers, that's another thing that I really want to focus on is mastering a craft. Learning a trade. Nothing wrong with becoming a barber, but then you need to own a shop and have booth rent. Nothing.
Barber college.
Right. A barber college. Because here's the thing. You can only make so much money as a barber because you're exchanging your time, for a service. Yeah. And you only got 24 hours in a day, and it's only one you.
Mm-hmm. And that's what I was getting to as well. So let's say, what if same barber, like you said, you trading time for your money, which there's a cap there. If that same barber had a barber college, like we said, or had a course on how to become an A1 barber or a celebrity barber, then what happens then?
Then you open up other streams of income. You have what's called Robert Kiyosaki, OPE, other people's efforts, OPM, other people's money. And so that's how you really start to leverage and have residual income because I can only cut so many heads in a day. But if I got 100 barbers or
$50,
right?
$500 for courses.
Booth rent or booth rent.
Yeah,
or to go to barber school. So it's you just got to think outside the box. And when you're talking about the new way to make money, it's only one of you. There's a quote that says, "I'd rather have 1% of 100 people's efforts than 100% of my efforts." That's how you leverage. That's how your network should reveal or reflect your net worth. Your network, the people who you surround yourself, who you're connected to, That's a reflection of your net worth. And so another point, talking about, how to change your circumstances, you got to hang around people that's going to deposit and not always be taken away.
Yeah.
You are who you associate yourself with. Bottom line, my mama always used to say, whoever you hang around, that's what you're going to become. You are who you associate yourself with. You hang around 5 broke people, you're going to be the 6th broke person. You hang around 5 rich people, you're going to be the 6th rich one. Just because, it's lonely at the top.
Yeah.
It's lonely in the middle, and it's lonely at the bottom.
So listen, so I hear, man, you dropping gems, so many different gems. So the first part, I want the audience to understand, the first part of becoming successful and or becoming rich, making money, becoming a millionaire, however you want to coin it. But the first level of success is to change yourself. And that's what we're talking about. You can't even identify the time that you're in if you don't have emotional intelligence and you don't have the substance that you just got done talking about. Because again, how many people were great people, but they're not rich because they didn't pay attention to the .com boom. They didn't pay attention to, the digital currency age. It starts with the mindset. So I'm glad you said that. You got something else?
Major opportunities, it even goes further back. The Vanderbilts, the Carnegies, they were, part of steel and transportation and oil and gas. The gold rush. The gold rush. There's so many. It happens probably once every 10 years where you have an opportunity to make major money, and technology used to change every 3 to 5 years. Now it's every 6 to 18 months.
Yeah.
And so if you're not tapping into AI, you're gonna be left behind.
Yeah.
If like my great grandmother, I never forget. She used to say, "Well, I'm not gonna put my First City Bank downtown Houston." She said, "I'm not gonna, put my ATM card, in that machine. I'm not gonna use my card on the internet." And she never learned how to use the internet, and passed down to my grandmother, then my mom.
Wow.
So not tapping into the current times or educating yourself on what's currently going on will put your family 3 generations behind.
Ooh, come on.
Not taking advantage of the internet.
Yeah.
My mom never made over $40,000 in her life. My brother was at Xavier, 20-some thousand a year. So
Right.
we
Do
eating
the
Hot
math.
Pockets and oatmeal. And
So he can get education.
We eating breakfast for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. See what I'm saying?
Right.
And so, having those 3 generations not take advantage of what was changing, great grandmother, mom.
That's crazy. And so, to your point, it's so many people. Like your grandmother never knew that she was passing down what would be a generational curse in the financial realm of the family.
That's all.
Because
They only did what they knew.
right. And because she knew only what she knew, she made sure y'all was fed, she made sure y'all was clothed. You can't tell her that her daughter and her granddaughter did not become top earners in today's society because of her, because of the philosophy that she taught them. She's gonna blame on the economy, all that type of stuff. And so how many people are living in that type of age now? How many people?
See, it's your fault
I love
that you're in whatever situation you're in.
Let's go.
You're in your situation right now because of your past decisions. And your situation should be your motivation.
Come on.
So don't let whatever situation you're in right now be a result of what your future looks like. But it's your fault. And see, sometimes we got to look at the man or woman in the mirror
Come on.
and be like, hey, I didn't take advantage of that opportunity. I slept on the .com boom. I slept on crypto. I slept on, trading. I slept on, learning real estate or starting my own business or going to that conference or reading that book. And so a lot of times it's your fault.
Yeah.
And so you got to say, okay, I fucked up.
I love it. Let's go.
And I'm in this situation because of my previous decisions.
Yeah.
But today. I'm going to change.
Yeah.
Today, I'm going to start reading 50 pages a day in whatever industry so I can become an expert. 50 pages per day.
Come on.
Today, I'm going to turn the TV off and stop watching the millionaires play sports on TV, and I'm going to master my craft. Today, I'm going to start, looking at podcasts and taking notes. Today, I'm going to start waking up early. Today I'm going to get sleep. Today I'm going to start eating healthy. Today I'm going to start going to networking events and rubbing shoulders with people who I aspire to be like. Today I'm going to find a mentor. And see, a lot of times you can't access those mentors because you're not ready.
Yeah.
Mentorship, accountability. Most people don't want to say, hey, listen, hey, I want to buy some properties. Okay, but you spending money on Starbucks every day and you're ordering DoorDash and you got every subscription. So it's not about, income sometimes. It's about financial. What are you doing with your money? I can make $40,000 a year and have more money than somebody that makes six figures because I'm spending my money wisely. Mm-hmm. See, a lot of people live above their means.
Yeah. Most people do.
Yeah, some of y'all need to go back and live with your parents. Some of y'all need to, instead of being in the big house, you need to downsize.
Yeah, straight up.
Some of you don't need 2-3 cars. Some of you got every designer you can think of, but then you don't got that amount of money in the bank. So it's a lot of times we got to look in the mirror and say it's my fault, but today I'm going to change.
Come on.
Today I'm going to become better.
I got to dap you up on that one. Come on.
Today I'm going to become better. Today I'm going to do better. Today.
Yeah.
Because tomorrow's not promised.
Come on. And the other thing about it is that you got to understand how to work work in concert with the laws of the universe. Mm. The universe is God's automation tools. Got that from Myron Golden. Shout out to Myron Golden. And I love the way God got it set up. If you do it, the Bible says that it rains on the just as well as the unjust. And so, in other words, God has no respect of person. My grandma used to tell me that. My mom used to tell me that. And so, in other words, the law works for whoever applies themselves to the law. So if you start today, it will guarantee to give you that same result in the future. It's, the way that the universe is set up, and you have to know this, is that whatever you plant in the ground, it comes up 10-fold, 100-fold, 1,000-fold.
Here's one thing, I forgot who said it, but they said that a tree grows in two different directions.
Yes, Myron Golden.
Myron Golden, okay. Myron Golden, we got to get you here on the podcast.
Yeah, man.
We got to talk. So
you've been feeding us.
Yeah, hey, and we appreciate you, sir. But he stated that there's darkness that the roots are growing in. Yeah. The roots are going down and wide, but then there's light and it's growing up. And for your statement that it rains on the just and the unjust. See, some people gonna say, well, I grew up in this neighborhood.
Yeah.
Well, I'm from Fifth Ward. He's from Sunnyside.
Google it.
Then what? I come from a single parent household, mother who never made over $40,000 a year. She used to drop us off so early in the morning, the janitors knew our name. When the janitors unlocked the door, she was dropping us off just so she could go
Come on in, Corey.
Get some overtime.
Yeah.
And so you can't make excuses about, especially once you over 18. I don't care that my daddy was in prison for 6 years, from when I was 13 to 20. 13 to 20. That's all of high school, beginning of college.
And you still don't got no excuse.
It's no point that I met my grandfather one time on his deathbed because he was a lifetime criminal, in prison 38 years. I come from a generation and a lineage of non-finishers. I come from a generation and a lineage of criminals. And yeah, there are some successful people in my family, but that's what I knew. I had the drunk uncle that was alcoholic. I had the gambling uncle that was an entrepreneur who couldn't keep his business open because he had a gambling problem. I had, a dad that was a womanizer. You see what I'm saying? But then, so that's that side. But then I was exposed to my pastors like Bishop Larry Leonard. Shout out to Bishop Leonard. Bishop Paul Morton, Bishop T.D. Jakes, different principals and coaches and mentors. So shout out to FCA, Fellowship of Christian Athletes. That's what saved my life. I had to make a decision. I'm going to follow the criminal side of what is second nature in me,
right,
to be with the shit. It's second nature.
Yeah.
Or do I want to do right? But I didn't want to disappoint my mom. And back to the good book, children obey your parents. And that planning and growing, the principles, the laws, it ranges on the just and unjust. Just because you grew up in the hood, that don't mean you gotta, be hood.
Yeah. Like we were talking off camera.
Right.
Me being from Sunnyside, same type of deal. My dad was incarcerated. He was in prison. Me and my mom was going from pillar to post, as they say, living with different family members when my dad was locked up or when they would break up and stuff like that. And man, my mom, she worked at Burger King, so I don't know how much they made a year, probably $12,000 to $16,000 a year. Whenever she did work, did all that. But my dad got out of prison, started, changing his life, introduced me to another side of town. So in Houston, we have these affluent sides, parts of town called River Oaks, West University, Bel Air. Like I was telling you, I cut yards out there, ended up doing flower beds, ended up cleaning out garages, moving furniture out of the house into a storage for these people, just learning. This is from age 7 to age 19. I'm learning their ways. I'm knowing that it's bigger houses than what I live in. I'm knowing that there's neighborhoods where trash is not on the sidewalk. Hell, I'm in neighborhoods where there's sidewalks. In my neighborhood, we had ditches. But I had to make a decision and say, which way can I go? Which way do I want to go? I can go either way. Like you said, second nature. Shoes. It's second nature. For me to sell dope or something like that, that's easy. Not because I'm the hardest person in Sunnyside, but because I'm connected. We grew up with them. But I said, you know what? I'm going to be like these guys over here. But I don't want to quench your spirit. Go ahead.
Now, when you're talking about, second nature to sell dope, but there's some drug dealers that's watching this right now. You know how to buy low, sell high.
Come on.
You know about networks. You know about territories. You know about loyalty. You know about, maximizing your product, breaking it down and maximizing your product. There's some guys that sell drugs, and that's making pills and all this stuff. Like, listen, you could be a pharmacist.
Come on.
You should go, you should go invent a product for a pharmaceutical company like Eli Lilly, Johnson & Johnson, Moderna, and make hundreds of millions off of it. There's some prostitutes and strippers and
I love it. Let's go.
Who could be, who could start a model agency, who really could, about, late nights and you got a mouthpiece. You know how to influence people.
I love it.
Dale Carnegie, how to influence people
and win
friends. How to win friends and influence people. So but let your tests be your testimony.
Come on.
Because what you're going through or what you've been through can help so many other people. See, there's so many people that you could start a podcast.
Yeah.
See, people not watching TV no more. They're watching podcasts like this.
Right.
Because this is, shout out to Wallow and Gilly, a real $1 million worth of game.
Yeah.
When you're telling people, okay, this is the environment I've come from, I had that point in the road where I had to go left or go right.
Yeah.
Or stay still. Because
be still and know.
Yeah. That I am God. Yeah, see,
I'm God.
Some people need to just be still.
Yeah.
And figure out and let your word be your word and your commitment be your commitment.
Come on.
Let your yes be your yes and your amen be your amen.
Come on.
I know the word.
Come on. It got to start somewhere. Like every R&B singer, mostly they sung in the church choir first. But no, I feel you on that, boy. You just got done preaching. My god brother and I, from the streets, same concept that was in the streets. He did in business, and he's running a multi-million-dollar business. He went straight to China. Say, bro, we can get the same air conditioning units that everybody else got, and they putting their own label on it, but I found the manufacturer that make them. So we got that plug. Now we got containers on the water coming from China to America. That's just like the dope game, but we're doing it legally. And that $1 million that, the $1 million plus that the company is generating ain't got to go back for re-up and attorney fees. That's commission.
And shout out to Denzel Washington, American Gangster. When he went overseas to go get the direct plug.
Straight to the connect.
Same situation with this. Yeah. And see, some of y'all got to get on a plane.
Come on.
So you got to get out your neighborhood and get out the city and get out of the state and get out of America, because there's a big world out there. So you go get that direct plug, whether it's China, Africa. We just went to Nassau, Bahamas, to a banking conference where the richest black man in the world,
Was right here, we could touch him.
Yeah, right there.
And I think we were the only Americans. I was thinking about that. Besides Viola Davis and Serena Williams, the people that had to speak, Wycliffe, I don't even think.
Yeah, he's not even from
Yeah,
there.
exactly. So just those two. I think in the crowd, I think in the conference, what, it was 2,700 people, you said?
Yeah, 2,800. Yeah.
2,800. And it was 5 of us, and I clicked. I think we were the only Americans there.
Probably so. And here's the thing. Sometimes you got to go to where the money's at.
Come on.
If it's not in your city, your state, your country.
We went to China.
Yeah.
We just left the Bahamas.
Right.
Then we going to Africa.
Yeah. Seeking knowledge.
Yeah.
And also collaboration.
Come on.
See, everybody want to be the chief. Everybody's not meant to be Jordan. I could be Pippen. I could be Kukoc. I could be, Craig Hodges. I could be Will Perdue. I could be Bill Cartwright.
Rodman.
Role player, but we still win a championship.
Come on.
So many people, they want to do it all on their own, but you got to build that team and that infrastructure.
Yeah.
But then you got to be able to bring something to the table. I'm not just saying I want to, get on the winning team, because I don't need you on my team if you can't, if you can't
ISO,
right.
If I'm on the court with you and I give you the rock and I'm like, bro, ISO, break them down, and you can't break them down and score, then I don't want you on my team.
Right.
You just need to know when to do that and when to play your role. I need you running the screen. I ain't even gonna give you the ball.
Robert Horry, role player.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? And Vernon Maxwell, Dennis Rodman, role player. Guys, you don't got to be the superstar all the time. Sometimes you got to be the role player, but then play good at your role and give your role your best, and then see, I played football at Eisenhower. Shout out to Eisenhower, swoop, north side. But I was a role player. They used to call me Johnny on the spot. So really? I played special teams, played strong safety, played kick return, punt return, and they just called me Johnny on the spot. I wasn't the biggest, I wasn't the strongest, I wasn't the fastest, but my heart was there, and I could play that role. You got to be able to bring something to the table. And when you talk about getting out of your situation, what do you bring to the table? Yep. Are you good at marketing? Are you good at sales? See, there's two kind of people in the world: somebody buying, somebody selling. Are you good at office work? Are you good at security? Yep. Are you good at guerrilla marketing?
So it's I love what you're saying here, and it's kind of like a front door. I use this to talk when I talk to my mentees about products and stuff like that, selling products and stuff. Or even when I'm building a house, it's a front door situation. So let's give a house. I walk inside of a house. You walking in with me, and you open the door. Now, when you were at the curb, you saw this nice house and you thought about the builder and maybe the developer that developed the neighborhood. But you think about the builder and the developer at the very best. Then when you open the door, you understand that there are so many different contractors that had to come about to make that house a home, make that house a house. So there's a carpenter, there's an HVAC professional, there's a plumber, there's guys who install appliances, and so on and so forth. And if you had a company that could provide all those different services, now do you understand that that door was just a front door? Mm. And so I think that when you're talking about collaboration, because collaboration over competition over here all day, we don't collaborate at the top. Only the crabs in the bucket. Only people at the bottom collaborate. So I mean compete. So if you're trying to compete, I'm already knowing you ain't on my level. So when collaborating, you need to look at the whole stream of where you're trying to go in your business, like a front door. And it's no way I build homes all day. It's no way I can build a house without having about 25 to 30 other contractors to help me build that house.
But when you're building a house, what's usually the problem? Contractor not doing what they say they're going to do.
Right.
So when you want to collaborate with someone, be able to keep your word.
Yeah.
Be able to be on time. Be able to be professional. Be able to, just deliver. See, most people, they not who they supposed to be.
Come on.
I see this image online and it's glamorous.
Yeah.
That's the day and age and time that we're in.
Yeah, public success, but a private failure.
And they're not who they are. They're not who they're supposed to be. And so when you want to collaborate, just be able to deliver. And if you can't do something, communicate.
Yeah.
Well, they say communication rules a nation.
Absolutely.
Most people, issues come from lack of communication. Go ahead.
I was saying because you have to communicate because there's always somebody else on the team. that could do what that could do what you're doing, or that you're not that good at. Like you said, you're a role player. Given the scenario that I gave, open up a front door of a house, and I had to realize that I had to have used many different people to bring this dream into fruition. But if I had the closed mindset, oh no, I can do the plumbing, and I'm good with my hands too, so I can do all of the framework. Man, hell nah, I can't do that. Then the other thing is, to thy own self be true. You know, to thy own self be true. Understand what you're good at, and go be great at that.
And beyond that, let's go to the root of this, since we're talking about the new
Okay.
ways to make money. In America, so many things have changed over the years with technology, but our educational system has remained the same. Our
Yeah.
educational system is set up like a prison. You walk in a straight line with your hands behind your back. You walk on one side. There's a bell to go to lunch. There's a bell, to leave school. There's a principal, like the warden. You eat from a lunch tray.
Come on.
When you get in trouble, you go to SAC, and they isolate you. That's like the hole.
Come on.
You are told to be quiet. You're told when to go to recess, told when to go to the restroom, and you have the teacher. You have, it's set up the same way, like a prison system, and that's an issue.
Yeah.
That's an issue, and I think that our kids minds are so innovative that there's a lot of kids, even with my kids, they're like, oh, they said my daughter was ADHD. I said, no, you just can't relate to her. And when she finally got a teacher who she could relate to, grades through
It popped.
grades were there. And so that's one thing that I think that as parents, if we're going to change a generation, we got to start self-educating ourselves in order to educate our kids. And even though your kids are in school,
They being programmed.
right, they're being programmed, but then we got to unlearn some things.
Come on.
See, we've been taught to think a certain
on.
way,
You preach.
and that way hasn't worked.
Well, it works for them.
Right.
So it serves a purpose for them. Man, last summer was my first summer working in 11 years. Why? Because I wanted my kids to have my undivided attention in the summer. And they didn't always want to be around me 100%. But I wanted to make sure that I didn't procure no new business during the summer months. So I worked lightly, and I made sure that whatever clients that I had before the summer start, I still serviced them, but I wasn't out marketing. Hell, I just started advertising on Instagram about what I do starting in January of this year. So 6 months ago? Before then, if you go back 3, 4, 5, 6 years, however long I've been on Instagram, you're gonna just see me with pictures with my kids, eating lunch with them, going out to eat with them, my son's football career, my daughter being in dance, because I didn't even want new business, because I knew that it would take me away from my kids. And I wanted to be able to educate my kids. And so that's the rule in our house, man. Still to this day, and my kids are in college. It is when you come home for the summer, and when I do say come home, because during the school year, you only see your kids about 3 or 4 active hours in a day. But when you come home in the summer, I'm going to deprogram you in the ways that I need to, in the areas I need to, and I'm going to show you practicalities. I'm going to show you how to live in the real world, how to make money in the real world, how to do whatever it is that I want. And we have an agenda. Like this year, I let my kids do what they want to do in June. I let my daughter pretty much do what she want to do. My son, he working hard right now, and I let my daughter take off. But July 1st, which is next week, they getting with Michelle, they getting with you. My son is already studying to get his insurance license. He's in 2 summer school sessions this summer to get more credit so he can graduate early. Man, they going to work starting July 1st. My daughter been at a little job. I let her work that job. Again, in school, you're getting programmed to work a job. So I let her work a job because now we all know that my daughter also has her own corporation. So she designed the houses that I build. She does the interior. But I also let her have a regular job at a health club because I wanted her to understand that there's no future in trading your time for money. So I asked her just on Father's Day last Sunday. I said, baby, now July 1st is the beginning of my school. So you're gonna start learning how to trade and things of that nature. And she was at the Gems of Wealth session, so she already like, man, I can't wait to give her cryptocurrency and stuff. And I said, but have you learned your lesson at work? And she didn't know what I was talking about, because she only got like 2 paychecks so far. I said, have you noticed that you cannot make enough money trading your time for money? And she said, yes, I was saying that to myself. And so, yes, it's our job, bro, to educate our family on that, because the school system is doing a damn good job. 8 hours a day. Hell, 12 hours a day, because you got homework to come back home to. So 12 hours a day, they on our kids' mind and programming them for their new world order, which is to keep everybody broke or barely over broke.
Yeah, and you know, I'll never forget my first paycheck. I had a job with Chick-fil-A. Shout out to Chick-fil-A, Northwest Mall. Carlos. I lied on my application, Carlos. I was 13.
You told you he was 16?
I told him I think it was 15. I had a permit.
Damn, Carlos.
A hardship permit. I was 13. But my mom had a back surgery. So
You were mature enough, so you know.
my brother was at Xavier, and I was tired of eating Hot Pockets and breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So I needed another something to eat and some money.
I didn't even know they had Chick-fil-A back in the day when you was that young.
Yeah, 1996, maybe 97. But I'll never forget that first check, and I saw the taxes. I'll never forget, it was $181.
Wow.
And I
For
had
2 weeks?
For 2 weeks. Wow. I saw the taxes come out. Then I saw, and I was like, "What? I thought I was gonna get 500.
Oh yeah, you was way off.
I was doing the math. 500 was what I.
Yeah, the hourly wage times the time you put in.
Yeah, it
didn't work like that.
It didn't work like that. And at that point, and saying this because your daughter working a job, I said, okay, I'm gonna learn what makes Chick-fil-A great. In the mall, they'll give you the piece of chicken, just like the little Asian places.
Now you think about this at 13.
At 13.
I love it.
They gave you a piece of chicken. I would see people take 6 steps forward and turn around and come get that chicken sandwich. You know, Chick-fil-A was new at that point. And then they taught us how to what's called upsell. Okay, it comes with a medium. Do you want the large or the extra large? And so every time you would upsell somebody, they would give you a commission on that upsell.
Really?
And so I was like, okay, I got to figure out to get to that $500 for 2 weeks.
Right.
I wanted $1,000 for the month. So I start upselling. And Carlos came to me. He said, Corey, here's your printout. You've done I think it was probably like an extra $1,600 in upsells for the day, you know, from the time that I was working. He's like, so this is what your commission is going to be. I think it was like 10% of it. So extra $160. I was like, oh yeah. Selling is what I'm going to do.
Now we cooking.
Yeah. Selling is what I'm going to do. And I saw how Chick-fil-A had systems. And I saw how they gave everybody, you know, that Sunday off. And I saw how they, you know, hey, welcome to Chick-fil-A. How can I help you? You know, have a good day. Smile. Be professional. It wasn't like McDonald's or Burger King. You see, it was a different experience. Right. And so having that experience, customer service, learning how to sell, learning how to upsell, learning how, you know, Carlos, I would see him go do the checks. And I paid attention to the systems and processes. And that's very key because some people just doing business, throwing it on the wall, seeing what's going to stick.
Yeah.
But if you can learn, you know, the systems and processes, you know, how to sell, you know, how to upsell, how to follow up, good customer service and experience, because we're talking about new ways to make money. See, some people, you know, need that job experience in order to learn how to be an entrepreneur.
Yes.
And hopefully she's getting that.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm teaching my kids.
And you know,
I'm teaching them every step of, you know, entrepreneurship. And one day, you know, if they choose to work a job, I want them to go see
the systems.
See the systems and master and learn those systems. Yeah. Then come back and we gonna run it up with the family business.
There you go. I love it. I love it, man. I love it. So listen, we got to get the people what they need to make money in this new age. What's the new? So let's talk about that. I believe that of course real estate is one way, and I want to talk about the real estate aspect that doesn't take any money. Because everybody want to know how to invest in real estate with no money, and there is a way. It's a play on words, to be honest with you. You're not really investing, so you can wholesale real estate. So you can go and find a property that you can drive around different neighborhoods in your city, your town, and they can find dilapidated houses need to be invested in. Contact the owner. It takes a little bit of money to some subscription services and stuff like that to get that done. Or you can be, you know, it takes longer without those, so you can go totally free. You do have to put some money into the business, but they can find the owner, skip trace them, put the property in the contract for a low amount, sell it for slightly higher, but still lower than retail. And I teach a whole course on that. But wholesaling real estate, I think that's the new way to make money, because all you're doing is flipping contracts. It's the same thing as agents. An agent would book someone, let's say, a celebrity. So I'm gonna have Denzel Washington to play in this movie, and I'm gonna make a certain percentage off of his performance. Or LeBron, I'm gonna represent a LeBron James or any type of athlete, and I'm gonna make money. So it's already been done before. It's just doing it in real estate. So what's another way?
I go by Crypto Corey for a reason. I've made some zip code changing money from crypto.
I love that.
And when you change your zip code, you might as well change your name. 'Cause I put an extra comma in my bank account from cryptocurrency. Crypto. The CEO of BlackRock, go look him up. One of the biggest hedge funds in the world, over $1 trillion in assets. He said cryptocurrency is the new digital gold. So imagine buying real estate in Manhattan back a long time ago when it was, $5,000 for a lot or acre.
Yeah, Jay-Z talks about that.
Yeah.
When his rap, he's like, "What do you think I feel like, Dumbo?"
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the 444 album.
Yeah, I already know. Yeah, and so same thing with crypto. It's digital currency, fiat currency, paper money. They printed so much throughout the pandemic. They printed more money throughout the pandemic that has been printed ever since fiat currency. And to understand crypto, just think about it like this. At one point there was a barter system. I would give you, a calf. I would give you a calf in exchange for, a home. With cryptocurrency, it's the new digital currency. Bitcoin is the $100 bill. Ethereum is the $50 bill.
Come on.
There's some other altcoins. Anything but Bitcoin is an altcoin. Those are like the $20 and the $5 bill. So what you want to do is get as much knowledge and information. And I actually teach courses on cryptocurrency. I learned from one of the best in the world. Shout out to Michelle Lilly, my mentor in crypto. But
who's been on this show, graced this show a couple of times.
Yeah, she's a living legend. But you want to learn about crypto, and you don't have to have a lot of money. You could do another idea like what's called DCA, dollar cost average, and just every 2 weeks put a couple hundred or $500 or $1,000 a month into whatever project and just let it grow. Cryptocurrency, I'll tell you how strong it is. Bitcoin is market cap is higher than silver. How long has silver been around? Ethereum just passed MasterCard and LVMH. You want to see the real money, go to the website lvmh.com. Louis Vuitton Moet Hennessy. And look up the owner of LVMH. So when you see something that's only been around 13 years, pass up silver, which has been around for eons. You see MasterCard, LVMH. Ethereum's just past that.
Yeah.
Follow the money. Success leaves clues. And if you miss out on educating yourself about and Bitcoin is not a scam, okay? Because when it passes LVMH and passes silver,
it's real.
It's real. But once you learn about it, it's technology. Blockchain, it's a software, it's a technology. And so once you learn about it, there's money to be made, and the money is. The time to make that money is right now, because institutional money like these hedge funds, Fidelity, MicroStrategy, BlackRock, on and on and on, they're starting to invest in Bitcoin now because they're seeing that instead of me giving you 8% on your money per year, which is what most good investments are, you could do 8%, in a day.
Yeah.
So
and speaking of that, you can do 8% in 2 hours like we do.
Right. With trading.
Yeah. So I'm gonna show you off a little bit. Go ahead and speak about your trading platform, because I think that we're gonna make that the third way. So you could do real estate in this new age to get wealthy. You can compound that by holding cryptocurrency for long term. Dr. Michelle Lilly is a great resource for that. She's in our community, so by joining my community, you get access to her, all that. And then trading crypto, trading Forex. How fast can you make? I mean, let's give some examples.
And real quick, also you can buy real estate with leveraging your crypto portfolio.
Absolutely.
And you can buy real estate with crypto.
Which we're working on that, Michelle and I. And,
Banks love it. So the other aspect I would say is trading. Trading it for me it's a trade. It takes time to learn, but once you learn it, I've had 6-figure days. I've had 7-figure years. But trading, I have a trading course where I teach people on average how to make $100 a day. Because some people, they can grasp that concept, but the same concept to make 100, I can show you how to make 1,000. The same concept
10,000.
to make 1,000, I can show you how to make 10,000. And trading
so
is.
hold on, I was interrupt you real quick. At the Gems of Wealth conference, my son was back there talking to one of his friends that he had bought to the conference, and it was your guy from Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
What's his name?
Antoine.
So Antoine was talking, and he was just talking back there to my son while we were on stage. And my son said, Dad, he say, Crypto Corey and his student that I was sitting back there, they said $12,000 at the same time. You were on stage saying that he had flew down from Dallas, your guy had flew down from Dallas to trade with you in person, and you had made $12,000 that day. And he was telling my son the same thing, and y'all said the words $12,000 at the same time.
Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Just wanted to tell you that.
Yeah, and it was a 12. It wasn't a day. It was in 3 days. I had made 12,000, and he wanted to see it in person, and I'm like, dude, I get up 7 a.m.
I'm with you. You text me, be like, hop on the Zoom.
Yeah, I get up, and I have a community as well. I get up, and then I have a routine. Like we talked about routines. I get up 7 a.m., do my stretch, meditation, start looking at the markets, and I've got it down like a science. I know how the market moves, when it moves, but I've traded through a Republican president. I've traded through a Democratic president. I've traded through a pandemic, which nobody had BC before COVID. That's a whole different world.
Yeah.
That's like AD BC.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? BC.
Not before COVID.
Yeah, before COVID. It's a whole different world. I've traded through wars, so different.
Hold on. And the reason he's talking about the different perilous times that he's been trading in is because trades work off of the emotions of the mass amount of people. And so it's just like trying to figure out men. It's trying to figure out 1,300 women and how to move based on, Yeah. So, but go ahead.
No, but I said that to say the market moves different, But I call it laptop money, beach money, Wi-Fi money.
We were in the Bahamas.
Yeah.
On the beach in our Airbnb trading.
Yeah.
In flip-flops.
It's a beautiful thing, but you want to have some way to make money. Because working hard is overrated.
Come on.
Come
on. So we're gonna go into another method. So the fourth one is digital products. Mm-hmm. Digital products can make a lot of money. This book right here is a bestseller. It came out January 16, 2014.
Hey, y'all make sure y'all go give my guy A4.
Yeah.
Get his book, Stand Apart.
Yes, sir. AnthonyFord.net. AnthonyFord.net. You can purchase the book. But thanks for that shout out.
Yeah. Had to do the plug.
Yeah. But this book is something that makes me residual money. Mm-hmm. I wrote this book one time, and it continues to serve. And then from this book, I have 5 other books out, ebooks. They have courses. I have webinars. That money is being made while I sleep, while I vacation, while I work on other projects, while I build houses, while I play, sports, recreation, whatever. It's around the clock money. And so I think that a lot of people out there, like you were saying about the D-boy, dudes out here, you hustling. You can also, but you good with your hands. You good with installing, audio. A lot of boys in my hood, man, they would either be good at like fabricating headliners and fixing people, interior to the car. Then I got a dude who good with rims. Then I got a dude who good with music. I got a partner in the hood that do tent. Man, now those type of people could have courses on that. Mm-hmm. Tent done in 15 minutes. Sell the product for $59. You have 1,000 people that buy for $59. What's that? $59,000. You can have a course on how to cut hair. You know, you don't want to go to barber college, guys. You just want to know how to cut your hair, maybe a couple partners' hair in the garage. Let me show you.
Save money by cutting your son's hair.
There you go.
Well, that'd be adding up.
Yeah, you feel me? And so now this person is saying just like you. Okay, so it costs a kid $25, $30 to get their hair cut. You got 2 kids, you got to get your hair cut for $50. That's 100 piece every weekend, right? And then you're gonna eat out at the barbershop too. Then you're gonna drink something, right? Then they're gonna want something from the vending machine in the barbershop. So you just spent $200 right quick. But if you spend $500 on this course, then you able to learn how to cut your kids' hair and save all that money per year. But then the person who created the course is making money residually.
You're saving 800 times 12 per year. Do the math.
There you go. But then what the barber is making, the barber can make $500 a course times 10,000 people, right? And so digital courses. But go ahead.
But digital courses, and here's the thing: sometimes you got to invest in yourself. I've paid 6 figures on my mind and the certain things that I've learned.
Come on, I paid you to learn how to trade.
Right. But here's the thing: I would rather pay you to learn real estate, whatever that number may be, because you're going to prevent me from bumping my head. See, we'll pay to go to college, but then you get out of college, and who's using your degree? Are you in your field? There's nothing wrong with going to college. My kids will go to college at least 2 years. But listen, because they're going to learn how to work with people from different cultures. They're going to learn deadlines. They're going to learn, how to study. They're going to learn how to work in groups, things of that nature. But, how many of you need to go to college. You're learning that trade. If you're going to be a doctor, I don't want you doing surgery on me if you don't know your stuff.
Or if you graduated at the bottom of your class.
Right. I don't want you being my lawyer if you don't know your stuff. I don't want you being, a specialist. See, a guy in the hood told me, he said, always get a woman with a professional license. She'll never be broke. So when you specialize in something,
right.
You got to know your stuff. I don't want you fixing my roof if you didn't do the course, or plumber or electrician. All those are trades. So once you specialize in something, then that's another.
Well, that's another point. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's another point to making money in this new economy, or the new way to make money.
But you got to specialize in something in order to be able to train other people.
Yeah.
And you got to have the proof. See, some of y'all out here following these internet guys, and they don't have no receipts.
Yeah.
And so internet guys and all these, they get, see, we're not internet guys. See, we've been on before the internet, without the cameras. But see, it takes getting.
We don't even have enough followers. The guys who ain't doing it, they got the million followers.
Million followers
I
without
think I only had like 15.
The million followers without the $1 million.
There you go.
You need to turn your connections into collections. Turn your followers into funds.
Come on.
Come on. and so you got to be able to specialize in something in order to be able to sell those courses and be able to teach it. If you're going to be effective. But there's so many internet guys out there that are selling stuff and they don't have the receipts. They don't have the proof. And so do your research. Do your due diligence. You want to see some real estate? Ford can go get you the hard hat. Remember I came over there, got my shoes dirty.
Oh, yeah, you showed it.
He got proof.
Well, on the way here, we were talking to one of my mentees, and I was I'm going to show you how to frame out a house. And then I already taught you how to do everything else. So now you're going to be complete in your learning. Yeah, that's what it's all about.
Right.
I had to learn the hard way. And I think that the new way to become wealthy is also paying for the education. Mm-hmm. It saved you so much money. You know how much you have to learn and how much money you will lose trying to be me. But do you know how fast I can make you a mini me if you paid?
Right. And that's what I was saying. Save you from bumping your head.
Yeah.
And shorten your learning curve. So sometimes, y'all pay to go to college. You need to pay for education, self-education from people that have the documentation that's going to beat the conversation.
And it's
all
way
the talking,
cheaper, too.
Yeah, it's cheaper.
Way cheaper. I charge $18,000. 6 weeks of in the trenches training. You have me one-on-one. I'm showing you, I'm giving you a business in a box, meaning that I'm giving you all the tools you need to operate your real estate business. The attorneys, the title companies, the contracts.
You're opening your connections and giving them hands-on.
Come on.
And your connections, relationships are worth more than money. You can't buy the relationships that Ford is gonna link you with. That's gonna do what they say they're gonna do, and on the strength of him, it's gonna be done right. You can't buy that. So $18,000, that's a steal.
And you'll automatically make 60 to 100.
Right.
dealing with me the first 1 to 3 times out the gate. So
Or
it's
you
an
can go
investment.
bump your head and lose 18 grand.
Now
Or
you probably lose about 50.
yeah, or not be able to complete a deal just because you
It's
don't.
just sitting up there.
Yeah, you got the
Yeah.
contractors, you got it all, guys. So
Yep.
pay for it. What? Here go my thing. What if it works?
Huh. Imagine that.
What if it works? Imagine that. What?
That's his favorite. That's his favorite line. So my brother, shout out to my little brother Ben.
Yeah.
We call each other sometimes. Like yesterday, we used that line. He cleared out some acreage that he had.
Okay.
And then I saw the ground finally because I was his broker buying the property.
I remember that.
Yeah, and then we just cleared it out yesterday, and we saw the ground, and he said, man, I can't believe I own a piece of the earth like this. I said, imagine that.
And shout out to Ben because it's your brother. You referred him to me. He said he actually purchased that land with some money that he made from trading.
Yeah,
and I
Man,
remember
that's so
I remember he sent
Thank
that.
you for helping my family lineage, bro. Real tough.
No, that's real.
Yeah.
That's real, and that got me emotional, man. To see, that somebody used the skill set that I have and put action to it.
Come on.
And
now we have a family heirloom. Like I don't want to be the only person in the family holding the family down. Now Ben is getting to the point where he can be a co-author of this.
Right.
He helping the family in ways. People come to his ranch like, man, I love it. I love it.
Family that eats together is a beautiful thing.
Come on.
Once you get money out the way, it's a different set of problems. We ain't got the money problems, but it'd be like, hey, who gonna pay for the jet this time?
Exactly. We was in the Bahamas talking like that. Yeah. Okay, now what we doing? Who paying for everybody's food this time? No, man, I love it, man. Thanks for being here. We gonna wrap it up by give me some advice. Give me about a minute to a minute and a half. You talking to somebody who is broke right now, and they need to get money, and they don't know how because they only know the old way, and they don't even realize they know the old way. So again, they need to learn how to make money in this new economy.
Work on yourself. Find a mentor. See, mentorship prevents you from bumping your head, and I would suggest to be laser focused. It's time out for drinking and partying. You can go party and ball real hard. I just went.
You were just in Monaco.
I went.
You had people
I went.
eating.
We went ape shit. How Beyonce going ape shit? We went ape shit in Monaco.
This dude had a post. He sent me a video. He got caviar on his hands, and
gotta lick the caviar.
That's what they were doing.
But no, just find a mentor. But you got to be focused, laser focused, and say I'm gonna focus for 18 months.
Come on.
At learning whatever craft. And whatever that is, whether it's trading, whether it's real estate, whether it's crypto, whether it's, whatever trucking, whether it's, whatever it may be laser focused for 18 months. But it starts with 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. And then that 18 months will change your life. Start reading books in certain industries. Start going to conferences. Start paying for courses. Start meditating, start eating right, start getting your mind right, start unlearning certain things.
Come on.
Start forgiving people, because a lot of people walk around with hurt and past trauma and anxiety and things that have happened in their life. You got to start forgiving that daddy who left you. Forgive that baby mama who took half of your money on child support. Forgive that person who might have molested you or whatever. You got to get the what does the Bible say? Out of the heart flows the issues of
life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you got to get rid of certain things and unlearn certain things, and then just lock in and focus. And beyond that, you got to start talking to yourself. You got to look at yourself. I am great. I deserve to be rich.
Come on.
Here's what I teach my kids every day before they go to school. We have affirmations. I'm a leader, not a follower. I'm the head, not the tail. I'm respected. I'm smart. My son says he's handsome. My daughter says I'm beautiful, and I control my own actions.
Come on.
My actions, I control them. Now, what happens in the world, that's things I can't control, but my actions, I can control them. And so affirmations, start becoming a better person and wanting to become a better person. Surround yourself with key people. Keep your word. Do what you say you're going to do. Communicate. And really just lock in. You got to want it. Like, who is it? I think Les Brown says, or E.T. He said you got to want it so much, like if you want to breathe.
Yeah, E.T.
Yeah, E.T.
Yeah,
Shout out
yeah.
to E.T. Yeah, we need to talk to you too.
Yeah.
But those are the things I would say. But then
that's
just
awesome.
just be locked in and be focused.
Yeah.
Here's the last thing: don't give up when it get hard.
Come on.
Because it's gonna be hard.
Come on.
Being rich is hard.
Come on.
Being broke is hard. You got to choose your heart.
Come on, man. I love it, man. Listen, you dropping gems, right? So, guys, this is just this is how we talk to each other every day. So, I just wanted to give you guys an introspective look at how we conduct ourselves and how we handle ourselves. Man, thanks again for coming on the show, bro. We're gonna have to have you back on some more topics, but man, you preached today.
I appreciate it.
You preached, absolutely.
I hope I ain't preaching better than you saying amen.
Ooh.